Hey folks, this is TJ Graney. This is your KOZ Raw for this week, and this is for KOZ leaders and anybody who may just be wondering about finding this YouTube channel. Please make sure you like and share with your friends. Man, I was just thinking about how important it is, how important time is. I'm personally working through some things, and one of the memories that I had was when my youngest was going to high school. We had moved him from a public school to a private school, and it was really tough. It was really tough, but we knew we needed to put him in a place where he wasn't influenced by the things that were happening in the public school. And it was a big stretch for us. We'd never had our kids in private schools. We've never had to pay that kind of money. It was a big deal refinancing things and getting things in order so we could send him there. And he was not happy with it. And we were driving back and forth. I would driving to school in the mornings. Mom would pick him up. And God told me that I needed to use that 22 minutes wisely. Because when he turned 16 or old enough to drive and he had a set of wheels, he'd be driving himself. So for 2 years, I had this 22-minute drive to school. And I just tried to be very intentional about it. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes we think, well, this 4 hours a week or 4 hours a month with the boys is really, I'm getting it done. I get to check it off my list. It was good. But I can tell you that 4 hours a month can mean everything to a young man. I remember that when I was young and I was living on the streets, in that short period of time, I was family invited me to stay with them, and then I got to, and then they invited me. The one thing I had to do was go to church with them. And there was somebody in that church that saw me and would approach me and talk to me and was very intentional about connecting with me every time they were around me. And that was a game changer for me. And so these Saturdays, we think, oh, well, it's just 4 hours. But that 4 hours, that young man, you can give that young man something he desperately longs for, which is for somebody to say, I see you, I hear you, you are important. And I would say be super careful about being distracted by the other men around you, by other things. Absolutely do not pull your phone out around the kids, because they believe in that moment you're not there. If you're joking around with your buddies and not focusing on the boys, they know you're not there. And so I would say be very intentional about the 4 hours that you spend with them. It's super powerful if you put your hand on the shoulder and say, man, Bobby, that was a great question you asked there at the campfire. Or, man, you cooked that hot dog just right. And you just have your hand on his shoulder. It is a game changer for some boys, that they feel seen, heard, known. So it was something that was just on my heart to share. The boys desperately want to be known. They want to be seen. And we say it all the time in KOZ. The way you show a boy love in KOZ is by showing up, by being present. And being present is universal language of love. So as you think through how November went, as you finish up in November, be intentional with your boys. Be intentional as you spend time with them. You may have a boy one time, 1 month, and that is your opportunity to show him that men are different. Men are not how they've been defined by your life necessarily, that they say they're going to do something and they don't do it. They say they're there for you and they're not there for you. They say they're going to show up and they don't show up. Even the guy, the most important guy, their father, doesn't show up in their life. And you have this opportunity to show them that I see you, I hear you, I'm here for you. This is about you. And they can look back 20 years later and go, man, you know what? This life I've been living, these things that I've been doing, these thoughts in my mind, these impressions that I've had, they may be off a little bit, because I remember there was that KOZ guy, that thing called KOZ, and those guys were different. So be all in with your boys, love them, put your hand on their shoulder, look them in the eye, tell them they matter, I see you, and then teach them some stuff. Teach them something they need to know. Teach them to do hard things. Teach them that they can do things they didn't think they could do. And you're going to be the guy to show them. So we love you. Don't forget, go to the website. Lots of great Christmas packages on there, hat, t-shirt, conglomerations that the girls have put together. Like this video, share it with your friends. Let the boys in your life know you see them, they matter, you love them, and you'll change their world. God bless. Regulators, let's mount up.